On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, it's about classes in JavaScript. You can learn about class properties, methods, inheritance, etc., while looking at sample code. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. In JavaScript, a class incorporates the concept of object-oriented programming and serves as a blueprint for objects. With classes, you can succinctly define the properties and methods of an object, improving reusability and code organization. Class syntax was introduced in JavaScript with ES6. A class is defined with the class keyword and is typically initialized with a method called a constructor. We define a class with classPerson. The constructor is a special method that is automatically called when an object is created. The this keyword refers to the instance object of the class within the class. A class can define properties and methods. Properties represent the attributes of an object, and methods represent the functions it has. In this example, a car class is declared with brand and model properties and a drive method. Classes can inherit from other classes. By using inheritance, you can create a new class based on an existing class and add additional functionality to it. In this example, the dog class inherits from the animal class. The extends keyword is used to inherit from the animal class. In the constructor of the dog class, super is used to call the constructor of the parent class. This allows you to inherit the initialization process of the parent class. Within the inherited class, you can override the methods of the parent class. In this example, instead of Rex makes a noise, Rex barks is displayed. When you define a static method within a class, the method is associated with the class itself. Static methods can be called without being instantiated. In this example, the mathutils class has a static method, add, defined. The static keyword is used to define a static method. Static methods do not belong to class instances and can be called directly from the class itself. By defining getters and setters in a class, you can encapsulate the retrieval and setting of properties. In this example, the rectangle class defines an area getter and a width value setter. Getter get is called when retrieving the value of a property. Setter set is called when setting the value of a property. In JavaScript, class syntax is internally implemented using constructor functions and prototypes. Class syntax is syntactic sugar for writing these more concisely. In this example, a constructor function, person, is defined, and the greet method is defined using a prototype. The this keyword inside a class refers to the instance of that class. However, when dealing with this in class methods, you need to be aware that its behavior can vary depending on the scope. Problems may arise particularly when using methods as callback functions. In such cases, when passed as a callback to setTimeout, the reference this points to may change. To avoid this problem, it is recommended to either fix this using the bind method or use arrow functions. By using classes, you can handle object-oriented programming more naturally and improve code reusability and maintainability. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate your support by subscribing to the channel.